Well, good morning everybody, this is DearMamaSal on a very overcast, but not too bad, sort of Thursday. Yay Thursday, for those of you who don't know, I don't work Fridays, so Thursday is my Friday. It is 6 degrees here in southern British Columbia, and I'll make it 42 in American. Quite heat wave going on at the moment, apparently. Yeah, quite a heat wave. I'm very excited for today, and I'll explain that in a minute, but I just wanted to let you know, for those of you who follow this with me, I believe it's only 44 more days until spring. We've nearly made it. I mean, that's just over a month and a half. I mean, that's not very far away. Yay. Now, as I've said, let's be realistic. I have known it to snow in spring, but it still will be spring. I also wanted to give a shout out to Shelby, I think it is, who really made me chuckle this morning when I was reading some of the overnight mail. And she was saying that her new motivation is she's only allowed to listen to me when she's on the treadmill. Wow. That is a great act of many things. A great act of faith, a huge compliment, because what she's telling me in that is she enjoys the vlogs enough that she's prepared to go and stand on a treadmill to listen to them. Wow, that is a big compliment. But I want to thank you for making me chuckle, because it really did make me laugh this morning as I was sitting there trying to get my eyes open. I don't know about the rest of you, but my idea of morning exercise is to open and close my eyelids. And and I do go for a walk. It's between my bed and the washroom. But I don't do very well in the mornings. So the idea that somebody would reward themselves for going on a treadmill and listening to my vlogs, I thought was most flattering. I was really quite touched with that. Yay, way to go. So I am hoping that some of you will also chuckle about that, and then find a fun thing to do in terms of that. I thought that was really lordy lordy. So it is, I did a very bad thing just now. I said something, and I'll talk about it later, because first I wanted to talk about the mail, and I forgot what the other thing was. Oh well, if I'm really clever, I'll just edit it up. Which means I could edit this bit out as well, or leave them both in so that you can laugh and know that I'm quite normal and I do forget things. Or pray that somebody will feed me back that information somewhere along the drive. I wanted to talk about the fact that it's 10 days, I believe. Oh, I know what I was going to talk about. Anyway, I wanted to talk about the fact that it's 10 days until Valentine's Day. And some of you are going, yay, because you're anticipating great romance and fun things. And then there are others of you that will be going, yeah, right. And I wanted to give a challenge out to those of you who are single and not in a relationship, and those of you who are married and long into a marriage where you're not necessarily doing anything very fancy for Valentine's Day. And I was wondering what you could plan that would be really fun for Valentine's Day. And for the single people who don't wish to spend Valentine's Day trying to find a date, or the next 10 days panicking, what if a whole group of you get together and have a night on the town and enjoy it? Or go and see a chick flick, or a male bonding flick, if that's what the guys want to do. So, but I was thinking, you can either choose to be a victim or a victor on these sort of things. You can either feel sorry for yourself, oh, it's not fair, I don't have a date, and it's meant to be, you can do that. Or you can go, yay, Valentine's Day, we're all going after so-and-so's, or, we're going to have a sleepover. We're going to all wearing candy. And teddy bears, and whatever. So I was thinking that maybe you can make a choice this year. Now, there's also part of me that goes, if you are a parent of somebody that you know is out of a relationship, maybe you could invite your child back for dinner that night. Or, if they happen to be in the neighborhood. You know what I mean? Sort of do something that says, I love you. Just give it some... I know you're very creative people. But the one thing that I would really encourage you not to do is to sit at home feeling sorry for yourself. I am sure that you are a perfectly lovable person to the right person. Now, I can remember one friend of mine who said to me once, yeah, have you tried actually going outside the door? Because as far as I can see, those nice people are not lined up outside the door at the moment waiting for you to come out. So you may need to go and find some, which I thought was quite cute. So I would also challenge you to say, what did you last do that was social, where you had a chance of actually meeting any new people? And not that you have to do it now or by Valentine's Day, but maybe that's one of your goals for this year. That you challenge yourself to go and do something social. Now, I'm going out this evening, which is, as you know, an unusual experience for me. And I'm going out with a whole group of people. A friend of mine's having their 65th birthday party. And they have rented out a bistro. And he has invited 65 of his friends. And I'm glad to tell you that I'm on the A-list, and I have been for as long as I've been in Canada, which is 20-something years now, which really is astounding to me. And I'm very, very grateful. But it's going to be a really fun evening, because this friend of mine, Rob, he used to be a talent agent, so you can imagine a lot of his friends are very talented people. Now, he never represented me in the days when I was considered talent. He never represented me because of my accent. In fact, his first words to me was, please tell me you don't want me to represent you with an accent like that. And I want to tell you something. I used to have a really strong accent. And very British. And then also it was very South African as well at that time, because I just spent 17 years there. So it was, I always remember how to build up somebody's ego. Please tell me you don't want me to represent you with an accent like that. Surprising that we have been friends ever since. I just loved his honesty on that one. But we have been friends ever since, and it's going to be a really fun evening. And for those of you who can imagine this, and I know some of you got really great visualization, what will happen is that we will probably have dinner, but all the talent in the room will provide the entertainment after dinner. And normally it's amazing. I've been to so many functions with the group over the years. Well, obviously, you know, between Christmases and birthdays and stuff like that. And, you know, it's really something to look forward to, because you've got musicians, you've got my friend Doug that I talked about on the broadcast one time, you know, who plays the musical saw. You know, it takes a garden saw and makes it make music, and it's just like, wow. You know, there are opera singers, and there are, you know, so many talented people. And then at the bottom of the list there's Sal, you know. So it is going to be an awesome, fun evening, and the only problem for me is that it's all the way in downtown Vancouver, which is a long drive for me on the way back. At my age, you understand it's a really good idea to definitely go visit the washroom before you start the drive, because it is, you know, quite a fair distance back again for me. But I'm really looking forward to it, because they're also very tactile people. Tactile as in touchy-feely, you know. They're going to get lots of hugs going and lots of good stuff. So I've written this poem that I am going to perform. And some of the broadcast viewers heard it a couple of weeks ago when I first wrote it. So I'm very, very delighted to do this. I wanted to talk about this birthday party because one of the lines in the poem says, talks about over the years how this group of people have all met up, you know, for various functions. But what I said in there is, when we talk of friendship, true friendship, when we talk of true friendship, we talk of you. Because the guest of honor, or our host for the evening, just is incredible about keeping in touch with people and keeping friendships going. And I'm really bad at it, but he is really good at it. He really values his friends. And it's not about presents, ever. Do you know what I mean? It's not about that, because, you know, we don't do that. I mean, I might take a balloon or a card or something, but it's about, he truly values friendship. And I also had a line in the poem where I said that, you know, we'd been together through all the laughs and the tears. Because when you've known somebody, and I know that some of you have known people for a lifetime, you've been friends since you were at school, but you know, I'm talking about a quarter of a century of friendship, and we've laughed a lot during that time about things, but I've watched him cry, and he's certainly watched me cry in that time as well. And so I wanted to just say that friendship is a very special thing to us all. And it doesn't mean that I haven't in that time, you know, upset him. I did once. I was quite scared, quite honestly, because I upset him, and he was quite short with me. Enough that I thought maybe that was the end of our friendship. But you know, it wasn't true. I just had to give him time to get over the emotion of what he had said and what I had done. And I was pretty hopeful that he would then remember that I am just a human being and not perfect, and that I had my reasons for doing what I did, and he had his reasons for making the comment he did, however unusual it was for him to be hurtful. I was actually quite shocked. But you know, we never worried about it again. It was just over. It was just something we said and had, you know, made our point known, and that was fine. I don't think in true friendship you have to agree all the time. I think in true friendship you're allowed to disagree, as long as you understand it's just your opinion. Your friend does not have to change their behavior because you think so. And something happened at another time in our lives where he did something to me that was quite honestly very strange. Very strange indeed. Totally out of character. Here comes the train. Takes talent to get to this railway intersection. Oh no, it's the little car on tracks. Love that little thing. There's something about a little car driving along a train track that always fascinates me. Anyway, so he did something to embarrass me in front of a lot of people, which is very unusual, very polite person. And I was stunned, and I told him so. Privately, later, I told him how stunned I was. And again, it was an uncomfortable time. But you know, we didn't hold on to that. We just knew that it was what it was. And I must admit that he came back to me sometime later about that particular incident and said, I am really sorry that I did that to you, because it wasn't fair. And then he explained what had happened and why he had reacted the way he had. And now that he had more information, he realized that, you know, it was incorrect. And I said, no, it's okay. We all do it. So I'm talking about love, and love of yourself and love of your friends. And love is an absolutely wonderful feeling. And you can choose to love or hate, but wasn't it Dr. Jerry Jampolsky who said that love is letting go of fear? But he also said there are only two emotions, two real emotions: love and fear. And every emotion we have in between those two is a variation of one or the other. So if you hate somebody for some reason, you have some level of fear or jealousy or it's not fair. You know what I mean? It's a fear thing, not a love thing. And my wish for you all today is for you to come from a place of love. And maybe for the next 10 days as we work our way through to Valentine's Day, and obviously if we want to go for perfection, what about a lifetime? What if we come from a place of love rather than a place of fear. Now, I am not very good at that. Let me be the first one to, hello, I'm in this room. Because I'm quite human and I can get upset with people as much as anybody else. And so it's going to be a very interesting challenge for me as well. But I do realize that it's part of changing your dynamic. For example, you have heard that I'm going to retire in August, and I told the truth to you all and said, I'm terrified. Because I'm really not quite sure how I'm going to financially manage that. But then I asked myself, what if I got excited about retirement rather than scared? And quite honestly, the reason I'm scared is I don't see that I've got enough money to last me if I last longer than expected. I don't even know I'm going to make it through to retirement, do I? I don't know if I'm going to make it through to Valentine's Day. So why would I worry myself sick about how I'm going to make it through to maybe 85 when I might not even get there? And why don't I work on, yay, I'm going to get to not have to get up and go to work in the morning? Or, yay, I'm going to be able to go on vacation and not have to rush back to get back to work. I can stay. How exciting is that? Extra days at Disney. So, remember to love one another. But this day, and moving into Valentine's Day, let's work on really loving ourselves and making our lives full of love. And not letting those people that want to piss us off do that. Let's just do everything we can not to let them affect our lives. And let's get on with the lives we want to live, not the lives other people want us to live. This is DearMamaSal saying, love you daily. Bye-bye for now.